feeling good, groovy. Bitches wanna do me. Turn the camera on, let's go make a movie. Mix my drink up, something like a smoothie. Hit it from the back, blowing blunts, witty.
Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel where I make discussion-based videos, game spotlight videos, and videos on my dream video games. Today I will be discussing 2013's Deadpool. Deadpool is a third-person hack-and-slash action-adventure developed by High Moon Studios and published by Activision. This game is very interesting for a couple of reasons. As of July 2024, this is the only solo Deadpool video game and has been delisted not once, but twice. January 1st, 2014, Activision lost the license to their Marvel titles, so Deadpool was delisted for the first time. A year later, in 2015, Activision released a remaster for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, but this was eventually delisted in 2017 as well. The version you will see me playing today is on PC with the PlayStation 4 controller running through Steam. To start this off, I don't think Deadpool is a 10 out of 10 that all Marvel fans must give a try, but more of a hidden gem if you enjoy the character of Deadpool and like games where you can shoot shit up, slice dudes up, while turning your brain off for a little while. This game is pretty easy with the platforming sections being the most annoying part of the game. You mow down waves of enemies, pulling off cool combos and moves. You can utilize weapons such as your swords or scythe, a pistol, shotgun, or submachine gun. Plus you can trap your enemies, stun them, or simply blow them up. The gameplay from top to bottom is fun. I'm not in love with the platforming, but I don't think it's make or break for this game. Fighting enemies is always a blast, and the game makes sure to throw in some sequences for variety's sake. For instance, towards the end of the game, you find yourself assisting Lady Death and enter an on-rail shooter section. Lady Death isn't the only cameo though. This game has fan favorites like Wolverine, Rogue, Psylocke, and Mr. Sinister, and also lesser known characters like Domino, Vertigo, and Arclight. You primarily are by yourself when facing enemies. Although you get cameos of cool X-Men characters like Psylocke and Wolverine, you don't get a chance to fight alongside them like I'm sure many would hope. Throughout this fourth wall breaking adventure, Deadpool will battle against clones made by Mr. Sinister. The only time I can remember the AI assisting in battle is Cable joining Deadpool in a couple of fights against clones. I feel like this is a missed opportunity for sure. I would have loved to see the X-Men join Deadpool in fighting the clones at the end, but I understand that in the game, Deadpool wanted to do this on his own. Mr. Sinister is the primary antagonist you spend most of the game trying to hunt down and defeat. He takes your bounty in the beginning of the game and things spiral from there. From saving Rogue and getting to play as her for a short while to facing his marauders and defeating Mr. Sinister himself, this game is a short, surprisingly focused journey. Deadpool constantly makes crude, predictable jokes that you'll either hate or love. If you enjoyed the Ryan Reynolds films or his character from the comic books, I could imagine you having a good time playing this game. The game offers little in the way of choice, only really allowing you to customize how much you upgrade your weapons and character stats. You start off with a pistol and your swords, but as you get more points you can purchase greater weapons and weapon upgrades. Deadpool can teleport short distances throughout the game, which is used in both platforming and combat. In combat, Deadpool can evade enemies, teleport behind them, and chop them up. This will be a vital technique when facing certain enemy types. Deadpool has his healing factor as well, which allows for a good in-game reason for him to keep tanking bullets and carry on with his mission. This doesn't mean you can't die though, as enemies can easily swarm you and overwhelm you if you are not careful. Even with all of this, I don't think this game could be classified as difficult. If you fall off ledges while platforming, you get a chance to teleport back to the start of your jumps. And checkpoints are often unfair. The length of the game shouldn't bother anybody either, as it's not too short or too long. Deadpool is a level-based game that once it starts, it just keeps going. There is a natural breakup between levels, but locations changing and overall goals changing. For instance, the level Job 1 focuses on Deadpool hunting his bounty throughout a big corporate building. This differs from later levels where you are in prison and have to save Rogue from Blockbuster. The game tells its narrative rather well. It doesn't spend too much time on other things. I would have loved to see some DLC exploring some nice Marvel locations and maybe team-ups with the X-Men. A battle against Sentinels from inside the X-Mansion, or a boss fight against Wolverine or Cable for old time's sake. This, along with not getting to fight alongside Rogue, Psylocke, and Domino, are just a few missed opportunities I can think of. I think the gameplay in Deadpool is really solid. The fighting is fun and doesn't take too much to think about. Fighting is what you spend 90% of your time doing, with the rest being platforming and any sequences the game throws you into. The level design isn't anything too crazy. I never found it hard to find where to go next, but I did find some areas boring to look at and monotone with its color palette. One of my favorite things about comic books and comic book characters is the bright colors, so I always prefer to see more of that in the video games. Story isn't anything to write home about. It's a decent story that allows you to go through some of the run-of-the-mill locations like the sewers, a prison, some catacombs. None of the locations are outright terrible, but wouldn't say they're too memorable either. I guess by default, my favorite is Genosha and the last level. The outdoor locations are funner to traverse and fight enemies on. I do really enjoy having Mr. Sinister as the main antagonist. He's one of my favorite Marvel villains from design to his voice in the 90s animated series, so seeing him play such a pivotal role in this video game is really nice. The voice acting in this game is really good. You have Nolan North as Deadpool doing a phenomenal job. Not once during my playthrough did I feel like he was acting or putting a voice on. He delivered every line perfectly, even if I didn't enjoy every single joke personally. Steve Bloom returns as Wolverine and knocks it out of the park as usual. Last but not least, April Stewart, who has done voice acting in Destiny, Fallout, Infamous, XCOM, and South Park, does a great job as Lady Death. Some of my favorite cutscenes are the ones with Deadpool and Death, and both voice actors are really solid in their performances. Overall, Deadpool is a really solid, underrated licensed hack and slash that I think anybody who is a fan of the character will enjoy. The gameplay keeps you entertained, and fans of X-Men will enjoy the cameos. If its humor and fourth wall breaking bothers you, this might not be the game for you, but if you can ignore it, I still think this is a fun experience. If seeing cameos from Psylocke and Rogue, battling alongside Cable, and eventually defeating Mr. Sinister interests you, then this is a must play. Unfortunately, this game is delisted and unavailable to the masses by all legal means. It sucks we never got a sequel to this game, as I really do think we could have built upon this formula with another game similar to this, or even a co-op style sequel with Cable fighting alongside Deadpool. Those are just my thoughts and opinions. You guys let me know, what do you think of Deadpool 2013? Have you played it before, or did you miss out on it? Let me know any and all thoughts in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.